Imagine a world of shimmering water, where the horizon blurs between sky and marsh, and the air is thick with the promise of life. Endless reeds sway gently in the breeze. This is home to the Marsh Arabs, or Madan, of southern Iraq, a people whose lives are inseparable from the wetlands that surround them. Their daily existence unfolds in a vast, labyrinthine wetland between the Tigris and Euphrates, where water is both road and resource, shaping every aspect of life. Here, people travel by slender mashuf canoes, gliding through narrow channels to visit neighbors, fish, attend school, and connect with the wider world beyond the reeds. The marshes provide everything: fish to eat, reeds for building homes and boats, and even the materials for intricate handicrafts passed down through generations. For the Madan, water is not just a resource, but a way of life, a source of joy, and a sense of identity rooted in the rhythms of the marsh. Life here moves to the rhythm of sun and tide, not clocks or calendars, as people rise and rest with the natural world. Outsiders may see only hardship, but for the Madan, this is simply life, adapted with ingenuity, tradition, and a deep respect for their environment. Flocks of birds fill the sky, their calls echoing across the water, a reminder of the marsh's rich biodiversity. Water buffalo wade through the shallows, essential companions in daily life, providing milk, strength, and a connection to the land. The air is alive with the scent of wet earth, mingling with the freshness of reeds and the cool mist that rises each morning. This ancient civilization, possibly the site of the biblical Garden of Eden, has endured for over 5,000 years, weathering change and challenge. The Marsh Arabs are a living testament to resilience and harmony with nature, their wisdom shaped by centuries of adaptation. Their story is not just one of survival, but of a vibrant culture shaped by water, music, and the bonds of community. To explore their world is to glimpse a different way of being, one with lessons about resilience, sustainability, and the beauty of living in tune with nature. Here, history is written on water, and every ripple tells a story that continues to unfold with each passing day. The Mudhif, the Marsh Arabs' traditional reed house, is a marvel of ancient engineering. Built entirely from reeds, without nails or concrete, these arched halls rise organically from the wetlands. The design, unchanged for millennia, keeps interiors cool and dry, perfectly suited to the environment. Mudhifs are more than homes. They're the heart of the community, hosting gatherings, celebrations, and village councils. Construction is communal, with generations passing down the skill of bending reeds and weaving walls. When water levels shift, mudhifs can be dismantled and rebuilt elsewhere, a sustainable nomadic architecture. Step inside, and you feel the connection to a 5,000-year-old past. These reed houses are symbols of identity and resilience, blending beauty and function. They embody the Marsh Arabs' mastery of living with water. At dawn, the marshes stir to life, their surface shimmering with the first golden rays of sunlight. The air is cool and filled with the gentle sounds of waking birds and the distant calls of water buffalo. Men set out in mashuf boats, gliding silently through narrow channels, fishing in secret spots known only to them. Their practiced hands cast nets with skill passed down through generations, hoping for a good catch to feed their families. Women tend to children, bake bread over open fires, and care for water buffalo, weaving reeds into mats and baskets that will be used in their homes or sold at local markets. Their work is steady and rhythmic, echoing the pulse of the marsh itself. The day is a cycle of purposeful activity: fishing, grazing, cooking, and crafting, all tied to the water's ebb and flow. Every task is shaped by the needs of the family and the changing moods of the wetlands. Midday brings rest in the shade of reed homes, with sweet tea and shared stories. Laughter and conversation drift through open doorways as families gather to escape the heat and recharge for the afternoon. Children play in the shallows, learning to swim and paddle almost before they can walk. Their games are shaped by the water, and their laughter mingles with the calls of birds overhead. As the sun sets, families gather for their main meal, the sky ablaze with color. The evening air is filled with the aroma of fresh-cooked fish and bread, and the sense of togetherness grows stronger as night falls. The day ends in tranquility, with the sounds of night creatures rising from the marsh. Frogs and insects create a gentle chorus, and the water reflects the last light of the day. Life here is simple, cyclical, and deeply connected to nature. Each day brings familiar routines, yet every moment is shaped by the unpredictable beauty of the wetlands. Every action is shaped by tradition and the needs of the land and water. The people of the marshes work in harmony with their environment, respecting its gifts and its challenges. The marshes are both home and teacher, instilling skills and values from birth. Elders pass on their wisdom, ensuring that ancient knowledge endures in each new generation. This is a world where community and place are inseparable, where every life is woven into the fabric of the marsh and the rhythms of nature guide each day. At the heart of marsh Arab life is the water buffalo, provider, companion, and symbol of survival. These animals thrive in the wetlands, supplying rich milk for butter, yogurt, and cheese, which sustain families and provide income. Buffalo dung, mixed with reeds, becomes vital fuel for cooking in a treeless land. Caring for buffalo is a daily shared ritual. Each animal is known by name and called home at dusk. The bond between herder and buffalo is deep, built on mutual dependence. Buffalo grazing keeps waterways clear, supporting the ecosystem's health. In return, the Madan offer protection and care, forging a relationship of respect. The buffalo are more than livestock. They are a living link to the past and a symbol of resilience. Their presence is as essential to the marshes as water and reeds. Together, they embody a model of sustainable living. The marsh Arabs' history stretches back to the dawn of civilization, with roots in ancient Sumer. Their reed houses and boats mirror those depicted on Sumerian artifacts, preserving traditions for millennia. The marshes served as a natural fortress, allowing the Madan to maintain independence from empires and outsiders. Tribal laws and customs, led by respected sheikhs, shaped a self-contained society built on kinship and hospitality. Attempts to control or drain the marshes were frequent, but the maidens' deep knowledge of the waterways helped them endure. Their isolation protected their culture, but also made them targets for suspicion and repression. Oral history keeps their legacy alive, with stories of ancestors and epic events passed down through generations. To understand the marsh Arabs is to see the power of tradition and the resilience of a people who refuse to be erased. Their history is written not in books, but in water, reeds, and memory. The 20th century brought devastation to the marsh Arabs. Saddam Hussein's regime drained the wetlands to punish rebels, turning paradise into desert and destroying a 5,000-year-old way of life. Water vanished, buffalo died, and families were forced into exile or refugee camps. The ecological loss was immense. Over 90% of the marshes disappeared, silencing millions of migratory birds and countless species. The draining was an act of ecocide, erasing both culture and ecosystem. Even before this, upstream dams and pollution had begun to threaten the marsh's delicate balance. The Madan's trauma runs deep, their world nearly lost in a single decade. The survival of their culture now depended on resilience and hope for return. The scars of conflict and environmental ruin remain, a stark warning of what can be lost. Yet the spirit of the marsh Arabs endures. After Saddam's fall in 2003, the marsh Arabs began to return, breaking dikes and letting water flow back into their homeland. The marshes slowly revived, reeds sprouted, fish and birds returned, and families rebuilt their reed houses. This rebirth is fragile. Only half the original wetlands have recovered, and threats remain. Climate change, upstream dams, and pollution continue to endanger the ecosystem. Despite these challenges, the recovery is a testament to resilience of both nature and people. International support and UNESCO World Heritage status have brought new attention and protection. For the Madan, the return of water means the return of identity and hope. They are determined to secure their watery world for future generations. The struggle is ongoing, but the marshes live again. Their story is one of defiance, renewal, and fragile hope. To truly understand the marsh Arabs, you must listen to their stories. Tales passed down through generations, echoing across the water and reeds. Jassim, an old fisherman, recalls a childhood paradise. Clear water, abundant fish, skies black with birds. He describes days spent gliding through the marshes, the laughter of friends, and the songs of birds overhead. He remembers the pain of exile, the heartbreak of leaving behind everything he loved, but also the overwhelming joy of returning and watching water reclaim his land, bringing life back to the marshes. Jassim rebuilt his home from the ground up and taught his grandsons to fish, passing on ancient skills. In doing so, he embodies resilience and hope, ensuring that the spirit of the marshes endures. Fatima, born in a refugee camp far from her ancestral home, found her identity upon returning to the marshes as a teenager. The landscape felt both strange and familiar, calling her back to her roots. She learned to weave and call the buffalo, embracing a world that gave her belonging. Through these traditions, she discovered pride in her heritage and a sense of purpose. Her generation faces new choices, between tradition and the lure of the city, between old ways and modern dreams, but the marshes offer a sense of home and identity no city can match. These stories reveal a culture shaped by loss, courage, and enduring love for a unique place. Each family, each individual, adds a new chapter to the ongoing story of the marshes. Culture here is alive, carried in daily life and memory, not preserved in museums. It thrives in laughter, in work, and in the bonds between generations. The stories of Jassim and Fatima weave past, present, and future together, connecting ancestors to the children who will inherit the marshes. They remind us that behind every headline are real lives, struggles, and dreams, hopes that persist even in the face of hardship. The Marsh Arabs' resilience is a lesson for us all, showing how the human spirit can endure and flourish, even in the most challenging of times. The Marsh Arabs' story is a lesson in harmony with nature and the value of cultural diversity. Their sustainable way of life offers insights for a world facing climate change and environmental crisis. Preserving their culture means protecting human diversity and ancient wisdom. In a homogenizing world, their survival enriches us all. We can help by learning, supporting restoration efforts, and advocating for fair water policies. Responsible travel and genuine interest send a message that their culture matters. The future of the Marsh Arabs rests in their hands, but the world can be their ally. Their struggle mirrors our own fight to save the planet. Let us be inspired by their courage and work to ensure their legacy endures. The waters of the marshes and the culture they sustain are worth protecting for generations to come.